always searching for a family. Until we found each other. Are you ready for one last ride? We'll all fly away together. Into the forever and beautiful sky.
Hey guys, it's Sway here, and today we're going to be discussing and talking about the top 10 things you need to know before watching Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. These are 10 big details you should definitely know. Some may have spoilers, but if you want to watch this just to know, here's what you need to know.
I am very excited for this movie. This is my number one anticipated movie of the year. So without further ado, let's get into my first topic, which is the full cast of characters of this movie. Returning from previous MCU films are Chris Pratt as Peter Quill, aka Star-Lord, Zoe Saldana as Gamora, Dave Bautista as Drax the Destroyer, Karen Gillan as Nebula, Pom Klementieff as Mantis, Vin Diesel as Groot, Bradley Cooper as Rocket, Elizabeth Debicki as Ayesha, Sylvester Stallone as Stakar Ogord, and the rest of his crew from the post-credit scene of Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2. New characters include Chugwoody Awuji as the High Evolutionary, Will Poulter as Adam Warlock. You can find him in such films as Detroit and the third Chronicles of Narnia film. Maria Bakalova as Cosmo. Cosmo previously appeared in the first Guardians of the Galaxy in the Collector's Collection, but Cosmo is now a full character in this film, voiced by an actress who was from the films Bodies, 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 as well as Borat's subsequent movie film.
According to the director of Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, there are a couple of years between Endgame and Volume 3, which means that Endgame happened in 2023, therefore meaning Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 is sometime in 2025. Thor: Love and Thunder included the Guardians of the Galaxy crew, which took place in late 2024, which would make perfect sense given that the TV show, it was one episode, Guardians of the Galaxy Christmas Special, happened in 2024 and 2025, between that time. The Guardians of the Galaxy Holiday Special was met with soaring reviews and wonderful Christmas delight from fans. It was a big surprise for all of us because in it, Kevin Bacon was forcibly brought face-to-face with Peter Quill. But aside from kidnapping a movie star, the Guardians of the Galaxy dropped a big change at MCU canon as if it wasn't a big deal at all. At the beginning of Holiday Special, you realize Nebula casually mentioned that the Guardians bought nowhere from the Collector. That's right, the Guardians of the Galaxy now own a huge abandoned head floating to space. Despite mentioning it offhandedly, the Guardians of the Galaxy Holiday Special created some big changes in the canon for the MCU. Nowhere was once a home to the Collector and millions of other aliens who created an economy out of mining biological material out of dead Celestial. It's natural that the Collector no longer wanted the place after it was destroyed by Thanos, but it raises many questions. Where is the Collector now? What happened to the collection, or is he selling it off? And how is it going to play in the Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3?
My next topic is going to be your watch list to prepare for this movie. Obviously, the first two Guardians of the Galaxy movies, as well as the Guardians of the Galaxy Holiday Special. Obviously, Avengers Infinity War and Avengers Endgame. Those are the 5 must-watches before watching this movie. I'm not so sure about if people need to watch Thor: Love and Thunder, because they're barely in it at the beginning, and their whole purpose of that movie is to just drop Thor off. Star-Lord is looking for the new Gamora. Previously, in Avengers Infinity War, Thanos killed his own daughter for pretty much his own piece. To receive an Infinity Stone from Vormir, Thanos had to kill his own daughter. And then in Avengers Endgame, the Avengers traveled back in time, and through a bunch of time heist electric boogaloo, Gamora, Thanos, and the Nebula from the period of time the Avengers traveled back to, they came to the present day MCU. Now it looks like Gamora is now the leader of the Ravagers. Or at least the leader of a sect of Ravagers. Maybe not the whole thing. I'm sure Sylvester Stallone's character, Stakar, is the leader of that. Yeah, Star-Lord is still reeling from the loss of her, but he does know that she is out there.
Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 is soon arriving in theaters as part of MCU's Phase 5. The new chapter in the ever-expanding universe involves the third installment of the Guardians of the Galaxy series, which will introduce several new powerful characters well-known in Marvel Comics. One of them is Adam Warlock. Adam Warlock, the actor that's going to play Adam Warlock is in the Millers movie. I don't know what it's called exactly, but it's pretty funny. Anyways, Adam Warlock will most likely take on a role as a villain. The High Evolutionary was responsible for some of the most shocking events in the comics. High Evolutionary is a complex and fascinating character in the Marvel Universe, possessing extraordinary powers and a deep understanding of genetics and evolution. Known for his ability to manipulate and enhance living organisms, he has been a major player in some of the most significant storylines in the Marvel Comics. The High Evolutionary's most powerful ability is intelligence. Born under the name Herbert Wyndham, High Evolutionary was a brilliant scientist, interested in evolution and genetics before he was a super-powered villain. With his extensive knowledge of evolution and genes, he dabbled with the genetic code attempting to improve upon natural evolution. He created several genetic experiments and creatures, including the New Men, which are genetically modified humans with animal characteristics. Basically, guys, this guy is very smart and very dangerous. In the second movie of the Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2, we discover a huge detail that Mantis and Star-Lord are siblings because they came from the same father who was a Celestial, and he went around a lot of places and he managed to claim a lot of worlds. We just gotta remember that they are family. That is very important, and I bet it'll play a big role, and I bet they'll mention it quite a bit in the new movie.
The fact that Rocket and Nebula were the survivors of the blip, and now they're full-fledged Avengers. It's going to be interesting because there was this is a potential spoiler alert. We see in this new TV spot, Nebula is rocking a brand new arm cannon thing that looks very similar to something that Tony Stark wields in Infinity War. It kind of looks like the thing that he does in Infinity War, where he tries to hurry to Spider-Man when he's getting beamed up. James Gunn recently confirmed that her new arm cannon was made by Rocket. But it looks like something like Tony Stark would wield, because Rocket's never really built something like that. I don't know. I think it's just fascinating now that Rocket and Nebula have a really big history with the Avengers. Maybe they're bragging that they were the ones that saved everyone else. So number 6 for me is going to be Peter Quill himself, the main character of the franchise, Star-Lord. I think he does have a good chance James Gunn could kill off his main character in this. I could see an instance where he has to sacrifice himself to save his new family. Well, not technically new, but you know what I mean. I think there's a lot of there could be a lot of emotion there. I don't know. It's kind of a 50-50 for Star-Lord. Number 5 is going to be Nebula. My only reasoning for this is I don't really see a future for her in the MCU. And there's going to be a lot of screen time between her, Karen Gillan, and Zoe Saldana in this movie, I'm sure. In the trailer, you could see Adam Warlock punching the shit out of Nebula. There's an argument that could be made that the trailer makes it seem like Adam Warlock's actually punching something else. But story-wise, I think there's a big chance that Nebula could maybe die in this film as well. My number 4 is one of the villains in this film, Ayesha. I don't see, Ayesha has been so absent from the trailers. I'm thinking she's gonna die in the very beginning of this movie. Somehow. She's either gonna die in the beginning or the middle. I don't see her making it halfway through this movie.
Oh, yeah.
Number 3 is the character that's been marketed the most as the one that's going to die, and that's gonna be Rocket. Yeah, he could die, but like Cosmo and Groot, I think he's just too profitable of a franchise character to just kill off. I'm very confident that Rocket is going to be the real main character in this movie. According to James Gunn, Rocket is the true main protagonist. Rocket could go off in a heroic fashion. He has a massive target on his back. I mean, the main villain of this movie is his creator.
Come on, get some, get some, get some! Come
Okay, number 2, it's Drax. I think he will die. He has the highest chance of dying in this film. Dave Bautista has said this will be his last MCU movie. This is his swan song in the MCU. I think he wants to move over to DC. Those are the biggest reasons. There's a shot in one of the trailers where he's taking a blaster bolt. He's taking a bullet in the chest. I think he might survive that moment, but I don't know. It's a mystery on who's going to be lying on that bed that Peter and Mantis are going to be crying over.
I'm gonna ask you this one time. Where is Gamora?
Yeah, I'll do you one better. Who's Gamora? I'll do you one better. Why is Gamora?
So number 1, I think the most likely character to die in this movie is the villain, the High Evolutionary. James Gunn has killed off both Ronan and Ego in Volume 1 and Volume 2. I think he's going to kill off his third villain once again. Him and Drax, 2 most likely characters to die in this movie.
There really isn't much to say about the future of the Guardians of the Galaxy, but what we do know is that they will be part of the Avengers movie sooner in the future. It will be called Avengers Kang Dynasty, which will be awesome to watch. But if you haven't heard recently, Jonathan Majors is in a tough spot right now with the MCU because of some allegations he did. But hopefully everything turns out okay. If everything goes according to plan, Guardians of the Galaxy will pop up in Avengers Kang Dynasty or Avengers Secret Wars. This movie is going to be awesome, and I cannot wait until it releases on May 5th. I hope y'all are going to watch it, because I definitely am. I hope y'all enjoy watching this video, and see ya. Peace.